Hey guys, I want to make a quick video about emotion, specifically low-level emotions which have attached to them very low vibrations, and these emotions, when engaged, seek to usurp your better judgment, cloud your vision, obscure, whatever you want to say. They function as cement shoes, dragging you down further and further into depravity and sin. And sin is anything that you engage in, direct your attention to, that is a waste of the sacred energy which you possess. And this is why, um, you know, sin is in a state of being or activities that are extremely shunned by religions, because energy is sacred. Energy is the foundational unit of the universe and all of that stuff. So if you want to conceive of sin as anything that you spend your divine energy on in vain, or that shouldn't be engaged. But these low-level emotions such as anger, jealousy, greed, fear, all of these things, they have their purpose, but you are not to become enchanted by them for the reasons that I just mentioned. And what you should strive to do with emotion is let it have its say. Don't necessarily pass judgment on it, but strive to be an objective observer as far as it is within your capability to do so. I understand, these things are difficult, and we all struggle with them because we are the perceiver. So to remove yourself, especially when you've been conditioned so much to give credence to the idea of the individual ego, that we are told that we are the individual. It's hard to remove yourself, but as I said, you want to be an objective observer and observe the emotions. Understand that you don't have to have a reaction to every single thought and every single emotion that springs up within you. That you are the driver, you are not a passive passenger in this scenario. You have the reins. It is your responsibility and your duty to direct your mind and monitor your mind. Be the gatekeeper to what you allow to pass through to your subconscious. So every single time, these emotions, when you engage them and you indulge them, you're energizing them. You're energizing them. You're allowing them to take root in your subconscious, and then to dictate your thoughts and actions, and ultimately dictate your reality, because reality exists inside, and the orientation of the inside is projected outward, and that becomes your reality. So, as I said, be very cautious. You don't have to have a reaction to every emotion, every thought, but you do have to prove them and monitor them, and don't, when ones that, a lot of this stuff is subconscious, so again, it's difficult, but the ones that present themselves to your regular consciousness, your waking state, your problem-solving state that we are encouraged by society to always be in, then it's your job to discern and think about, subject the thoughts to logic, to reason, to your higher cognitive faculties, and either dismiss them or let them incorporate themselves into your subconscious. But these are the main ones, the very pressing thoughts and things. You don't have to have a reaction to every single emotion and thought, and it's far better a lot of times to be that objective observer that lets them have their say, and then let them dissipate into the nothingness that they are. They're neutral impulses. They get their energy and their life and their power from the emotion we imbue them with and the meaning that we assign to them. So that's your task, that's your duty, and Make no mistake about it, there are those that are extremely well versed in the human psychology and human psyche, and they use it to manipulate, they use it to direct the masses and the collective, like a puppet master manipulates the puppet with the strings. So in light of recent events, and always make sure that you try to maintain a state of openness and objectivity, and don't let the emotion of fear, or don't let your heartstrings be pulled on by those that have their own depraved agendas to subdue and subvert the collective, for their own agendas and narratives that they wish to see come into fruition. As I said, they are very well versed in subliminal messaging and consciousness infiltration and subduing and depressing the consciousness levels of the masses. So they do this primarily through the manipulation of emotion. Just think about it. When you're in a state of fear, tremendous fear, you're very irrational, you're very easy to subdue, it's very easy to subvert and subjugate you. So emotions are very powerful. Try your hardest not to become enchanted by them. Remove the stardust from your eyes and really step back and remain objective. It's not easy, but it is possible. And as you seek the proper information with a purity of heart and a state of gratitude and humility, it becomes easier. Look to the masters and with their words of wisdom and what they have to say. But there is a very concerted effort to use emotion to manipulate and subdue people. And as I said, there are those who are very well versed in these topics and these phenomena of the human condition, and they make they have no moral qualms about manipulating to their own depraved ends and agendas. So just be vigilant and be aware of these things, and strive to, as I keep saying, not become enchanted by the emotion. Understand that emotions are neutral, are impulses of thought, and they get their power from the energy that you imbue them with. That's where they get their power. Every thought, that's where it gets its power. Otherwise, it's a neutral stimulus. And keep that in mind. And know, as I always say in my videos, it never was about you. Anything you're struggling with, anything you're suffering through right now, just know that it's not about you. It's about the person that you are to become, the level of consciousness you are to ascend to, and the lessons, the change, and the growth that you are to extract from it in order to fulfill your divine purpose and the purpose that God has for you. So just know that you will get through it. Have faith. Faith is the ultimate of the vibrations, the highest of the emotions, or one of them. And check out my other videos. I have another channel, which is my name, Ray Rivera, which I do music and art and stuff. I draw logos. Leave your comments, your suggestions, anything that you may be struggling with, anything that you need some guidance with. And know that it's just my desire with these videos to explore my own consciousness and to affect a positive change in myself and in others who may need to hear these messages and who may be struggling, because we all struggle with things. So I always just want to have a positive impact on myself and, more importantly, on others. If you could subscribe, I appreciate that. My other channel as well. And stay tuned for more, and thank you.